What up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of the What's Up Brodey podcast. This episode we had Zack Moore. This was a ton of fun. He's a black belt at 10th Planet. He's co-owner 10th Planet Austin. He's on the security team for Tony Hinchcliffe. He used to be a security guard there at Comedy Mothership. He wrote a book with Eddie Bravo and James Watson that he brought. That was pretty cool. That was a first. He actually signed it as well. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, we just had a good time. He had the bounce, so it was a little bit of a shorter episode. We could have talked for another 2-3 hours easily. Super interesting dude. He's had a lot of different experiences from being an NFL agent all the way over to working security for Tony Hinchcliffe. So he's had a lot of different mentors in his life that taught him a lot of different things about business, about how to, leadership roles. So we talk a lot about that. Talk about conspiracies. Talk about who. So, yeah, enjoy the episode. As always, t-shirts. We got t-shirts for sale. They're $25. You can get small, medium, large, extra large. More than happy to ship them out. You can come pick them up. I can drop them off. Whatever's easier. Get your shirt. And then Redmond's Real Salt. So there's salt, electrolytes, cooking seasonings, their new protein powder. You get 15% off with the code Brodey, or in the link on my Instagram. There's a link there that'll take you straight to the website and apply the discount code automatically. So check out either of those or check out that website. Use either of those methods, either the discount code Brodey or the link in the bio. Awesome, y'all. I appreciate you. Enjoy the episode.
Oh, yeah, you do the
We're
thing.
going to do a little jiu-jitsu clap.
All right, ready?
Sync these cameras. You ready?
Wait.
1, 2, 3. Woo! Zach! What the fuck's up, dude?
Man, we've already been chatting a little bit, getting loose. Met
That's how I like to do.
Yeah, met your baby.
Yeah.
Met your baby mama.
She's adorable.
So,
yes. She's adorable too.
Yeah. Everyone's adorable.
Everyone's adorable. The dog's adorable.
But I got on your daughter's good side. So quickly.
Which has been hard to do lately.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Babies and dogs, they like me.
yeah. I mean, I guess.
Take that, haters.
Boom. Hey, there we go. Fucking. Starting off strong, yes. Fuck the haters.
No, just you can't. I mean, a baby is a great judge of character.
It's true, and
just
dogs,
picking up energy.
Dogs too. I have the same kind of luck. Like I've never had a bad run-in with a dog ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Dogs are always super chill with me. But what I was gonna say was that yesterday. So it was Taylor's birthday on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so then yesterday I got her like an all-day spa event. So she was gone for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And so I was with the baby, but I still wanted to go train, of course. And so my buddy came to pick us up, and because he had car seats in the back, and he's already set up, and Taylor had the car. And so I was like, all right, cool. So he comes over, and I put Logan in the car seat, blah, 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 blah. But then I had to run back in the house. And he was standing there watching her, and like he turned the car seat, and he was just standing there, and dude, she just lost her mind.
Yeah.
And so then the whole car ride to jiu-jitsu, she's just
Brutal.
crying. She's crying so hard that she's sweating. She was just sweating profusely. Dude, just drenched by the time we get to the gym. And I'm just like, dude, what is going on, bro? Like for one, you've met him plenty of times.
Yeah.
For two, like, why are you like, she just would not, she just couldn't calm herself down.
Baby sweating.
Yeah, dude,
from
crying. I was like, wow. It was crazy. And so then we get to class, and so I'm like, I saved a little bit left of her bottle, see if I could calm her back down, see if I could train. No, I ended up just watching class. So but it's always cool to just hang out with the boys.
How many days a week do you train?
Jiu-jitsu. Right now 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do you do other than jiu-jitsu?
I lift 2 days a week.
2 days a week. Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is an important conversation in jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of people who think it's cool to talk about not lifting, but it's super unprofessional.
Yeah. And it's
incredibly,
it's gonna catch up.
It's incredibly unprofessional. It's like every single sport in the world, they lift.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense.
It's going to catch up to you too.
Yeah. It's like, and also when you get staph or you get an injury, what do you do when you get staph or get an injury? do you just not do anything because you don't have any good habits?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
That's a good point, actually.
like, it's like, you know, you have these people that kill their bodies, or like they're willing to train with like that thing on their leg that looks like it's an issue because they don't do anything else.
Yeah.
So there's the selfish part of them, especially if they're like a competitor or something, the selfish part of them is like, well, I need to train. Like, I can't get whatever. I got to stay on. But if you lift, you always have something to do. Like this morning, I went for a walk with a 40-pound weighted vest on.
Yep.
Sometimes an off day is just a walk. Sometimes an off day is like some pretty light lifting. I use the steel mace. I do the steel mace swings. It's great for my upper body. It could be as simple as steel mace swings and squats. But you need to move in a variety of different ways.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll walk. Dog's getting old, so I make sure she gets 2-3 miles a day. Probably do that 5-6 days a week.
So you're getting like 8,000 steps a day?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say so.
It's necessary. And it opens up your hips, right? Your lower back feels better when you walk.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. Sitting down all fucking day, and then you're just tight, and then you go to try to roll.
Yeah.
Luckily, I go to noon class, and so I get like that midday break, so I'm not sitting down consistently and then going to class. I get a little bit of a break in the middle. And then, so I kind of like half my day up, right? I'll sit down, work in the morning, take a break, go to class, come back, and then sit down and finish work. And so I try to break it up.
I was recently like kind of talking about this idea and things, is that like when you train during the day, I believe you actually are less sore the next day than when you train at night.
I would agree with that.
I would agree too, and ChatGPT agreed with it, because I have a really good relationship with ChatGPT. I like put my book in there, Mastering the Metals, so like it knows how I write too, and it knows how I want to be spoken to. So I have like a lot of information that I put in there.
Yeah.
And so me and my ChatGPT, I should probably give it a name.
You haven't named it yet?
I like to think it's I like to imagine it's like a slave child somewhere just answering all my questions. Because in reality, like a Waymo, right? Like the Waymos actually have people in
like
third
remote,
world countries. Yeah.
Remote,
so I just like to pretend it's a little Indian boy just sitting there, like chatting away with me. Just a really smart Indian kid.
That was the weird part about that Waymo blocking the street during the shoot.
Yeah, really weird. Unbelievable. It's almost like the people are acting. This is gonna be great. Adam was like telling me, Adam Fujawa, one of my longest training partners. I saw your episode with Adam. It was awesome. Obviously, one of the things too to applaud you on is somebody who's now on episode 74. Yeah. You seem to do this every Saturday. You get it out every Monday. So there was that level of professionalism. There's a professionalism of the variety of different cameras, the different angles to the cameras, meaning that you're taking the time to cut and to deal with everyone having very short attention spans, which is actually one of the really incredible benefits about Kill Tony. He didn't know this when it started, but wow, you have 60 seconds of comedy, and then maybe right? Like, what a shareable thing. I wonder how many impressions the show really gets, right?
That's actually really interesting.
Like, it's like you've got shitty comics coming up, you've got superstar comics coming up. Every week you have people automatically cycling your shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam's a longtime training partner of mine. He was laughing. He was like, Jordan tried to take me down some rabbit holes. You're going to like it. But I tried to keep the thing on the tracks. I tried to keep it on the tracks.
Dude, Adam was such a fun time, man.
Yeah. So you got to train with Adam for a few years.
Yeah. For like a year, yeah. So I was down there for a year because I was coaching and training at John's. And then my buddy Dayton went down to...
Dayton Biggs?
No, Dayton Ames. He went down
Dayton Ames, yeah. He would come to the MMA practices every once in a while.
He was so he was going to be on the MMA team. And then he decided that he didn't want to do MMA and then went down pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. But we had agreed to go down the 10th Planet together. And so I was like, fuck it, dude. I'll go down and train jiu-jitsu. I had already kind of like phased out of striking just a little bit. Striking, like throwing a lot of kicks fucks my back up. Mm-hmm. So I recently got stem cells in my lower back, and so I feel better overall. Yeah. But striking seems to kind of mess with my hip alignment more than jiu-jitsu does.
Man, how much the hip alignment thing is really tough. My lower right hip. So I have 4 herniated discs up here.
Nice.
Especially along nice. Yeah. This was before jiu-jitsu. It's from football. I played football at the University of Rhode Island.
Okay.
I was a slot receiver, punt returner. My last spring game, I caught this like little screen to the outside, made a couple guys miss, came up the sideline, and then Willie McGinnis, who was like 300 pounds, and Chris Mancuso, who's just like a dog, state champion wrestler kind of dude from New Jersey. They tackle me, I roll over on my neck. And then it really got me into like, I had an opiate addiction for 5 years, like a pretty serious one.
Was it from pills?
Yeah. I never did heroin or anything. But yeah, so I have pain through here, and especially I was just talking to someone yesterday. It's like I don't get as much neck pain, probably because I'm not getting yanked on as much because I'm just better than I used to be.
Yeah.
So that's one of the joys of starting at 26 or 27 is like I was getting beat up when I feel like maybe I was young enough to get beat up. It would be a lot different starting at 35. So again, like kudos to anybody who starts at any time. Right. But like to have gone through those years and to now be a black belt and be able to like find a bunch of roles where I can go like 60 or 70%, maintain control of the role seems to be helpful. But it's that upper left and then my bottom right. I play a lot of half guard on my right hip. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Yep. I play on what? Yep.
I play a lot of what I'm teaching right now is a lot of like lockdown, a lot of truck games. So like really like conceptually, I was just talking to Kamoy about this because he's going to help coach next week. We're going to do, we made like a chat GPT thing that we were sharing in the group chat. Did I almost say Jew? In the
Jew chat.
The Jew chat. No. I don't have any chats. Oh, I do have a chat with Graphio and Curtis on Instagram that has a Jewish related funny name, but we have the Flat Earth Christians chat with Eddie and Bryce Mitchell.
What an incredible group chat.
Eddie, Bryce Mitchell, Graf, Curtis, and our lawyer to make sure everything's good. It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable chat. They were talking yesterday. I was dealing with a separate issue at the time, but they were talking about like Eddie's got his theories on what's going on in Iran and everything, and so he was giving us that, and so they were talking more than the chat's ever been talking. Like they were sending long texts back and forth, and I wasn't able to get into it. So I'm looking forward to reading that at some point. But yeah, I was telling Kamoy like what my area right now is, like the Dagestani handcuff, where we can get that from various positions. Because I learned that from the MMA practices. I would just go pull half guard on these fools and just play lockdown, getting truck, getting twister. Dagestani handcuffs super powerful when you like can punch too.
It's a pretty bad spot to be in.
I don't teach jiu-jitsu that is sport jiu-jitsu. I don't teach intellectual jiu-jitsu. I'm not some pseudo-intellectual pretending that this is like rocket science. I want you to go hard. I want to get you in positions where I want you to be able to defend yourself in the variety of situations I found myself in, working security. And yeah, I want you to feel like, I don't want you to be 0-1 on the street after 6 months with us. Like you get in an altercation 6 months in and you get fucked up, that looks bad on me. So I ain't going to teach you, like, I'm going to teach you some shit, dude. I'm going to teach you some, let's get on top. And I'm going to remind you, like, you can kill this guy right here with that daggy.
Do you tell them that? Do you tell them like...
Yeah.
Because I used to preach this to my Muay Thai class. I used to tell them all the time. I was like, because a lot of the people in there, they didn't have necessarily like pro aspirations. Some competed and some had some amateur fights and whatnot. But it was always just like, look, this is for the off chance if something was to happen outside of here. Like like this is serious. Like you need to be able to defend yourself. And if something was to happen, then if you get your ass whipped out there, that looks bad on me.
Yeah.
And so I would say I would preach the exact same thing to them.
I make that comment. That's one of those things I make a comment of. I teach every Sunday now at 11 a.m., 10th Planet Austin. And so we're going to build that up. We're going to do farmers markets. The mats are going to be huge. We're going to have sparring sessions out back under the Thunderdome. We're going to put an MMA cage outside. We're going to have over 10,000 square feet of mat space. It's going to be insane. We have an open mat membership, $79 a month, like we were talking about. So it's a recession-proof offering. Like I was talking to Eddie about the other day, what do people come to jiu-jitsu for? Most people just want good rounds. Yeah. You can become the place that has the highest variety of rounds, whether it's your body type and skill level, that person, the person who's 140 pounds, guys our size, guys bigger. We want to end up creating a room of where anybody, if you're a woman, You know, where like can you get the rounds that you need? And like women is a great example. It's like if you're able to create an environment where women could get a lot of rounds with women and smaller men that treat them with the amount of respect in terms of like not beating them up, not hurting them, making sure they can come back again the next day. That's a really powerful room, and it's really good for the community. So, you know, our 10-round Tuesdays are huge, and so we're working on putting me there on Sundays and building that into something similar to 10-round Tuesday. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where we got the teaching again. You know, it's like.
No, you love it. It's fun.
It's good. It's fun. It's like, hey, like I get to do a little bit of comedy sometimes. People there know what I'm about. So, and we've operated under the assumption and the conclusion that that people want to hear the truth, and it's going to cause a lot of drama. It definitely has for me. Ever since I got baptized in May of 2024. You know, I got baptized because I wanted the devil to know where I stood. And this was at a time when Ben Shapiro was saying it was anti-Semitic to say Christ is king. Congress was trying to ban things that claimed that the Jews killed Jesus, which is the truth. The Pharisees, you know, let's call them the Pharisees so we don't get kicked off YouTube. I wonder who owns YouTube.
I signed a pretty big deal.
Probably Israel, a Pharisee.
Israel signed a pretty big deal with Google and YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, and now, you know, we're operating in a system with us, jiu-jitsu guys, where, man, we've got the UFC is owned by Ari Emanuel, and Paramount Plus is owned by the biggest donor to the IDF.
Larry Ellison.
Yeah, so they're trying to control the industry we're a part of. Yeah. They're trying to control the industry, the other industry that I take, you know, spend time in, comedy.
This actually brings me to a good point. This is something that my buddies and I have been talking about for a while. Is we're terrified of this White House card.
Yeah, you should be.
Terrified.
Yeah. What are they going to do?
I think
they're going to do a 9/11 so that they can try and force us into war with somebody.
This seems like such a bad idea. And I understand from the UFC's perspective, they've invested probably a dick ton of money.
Yeah, and it is a
huge opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity to try and get us, force us into the war. We know who did 9/11.
I couldn't imagine.
You know who did 9/11. You know exactly who did 9/11. You know about Tower 7. Look into Tower 7. Have you seen Tower 7? It's also a move. If you come to my class, you'll learn about Tower 7. You will learn about Tower 7. You will learn a bunch of stuff you didn't expect to learn at jiu-jitsu class because we're having fun.
Yeah.
We're having fun. Yeah. We're having a good time. But yeah, it is a concern.
It's a huge, I mean, dude, the security risk is huge.
You know, they love.
Especially if is it going to be outdoors?
It's going to be outdoors. So it's like.
The security risk is astronomical.
We can't even stop drones from destroying our bases. So yeah,
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. And the card is fantastic.
Yeah, people are hating, but come on.
It's such a dilemma because as a fight fan, I'm like, dude, we get Ilya Topuria and Justin Gaethje, and we get I can't remember now who else.
Poatan
and Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
At heavyweight. And so like, dude, we get a fucking monster card. Yeah. But then I'm like, at the same time, it just feels very poorly timed.
Yeah.
Seems like when it was announced, it was cool. Everything was Gucci. Yeah. We were thriving, you know, gas was 212.
Yeah.
You know, things felt cool. But now things have took a huge 180.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories from the mothership was Poatan and his coach are explaining to Joe Rogan how he dealt with leg kicks from I forget who the opponent was. And I'm with Eric Nixick and Brigham from Ways to Well. Yeah. And I'm just like a fly on the wall watching like some of the best. My Eric Nixick is up there talking about like Sean Strickland and coaching him and Poatan and like what they learned from, I think it was Israel Adesanya's kicks, his leg kicks. And they were just going over some details. And I was like, oh, wow, what an opportunity to like watch this, like, some masters talk.
That's what we were talking about right before this. For a guy who necessarily doesn't have this massive following, you don't have this like influencer per se, But you were living a crazy fucking life.
It's very cool.
You're living a crazy life, bro.
Yeah. If you like, it sounds like, hopefully it doesn't ever sound like name dropping, but it's just like kind of this journey that you're on.
It's cool.
Where you're just like, man, like what an experience, like to watch a master, it comes from the right place. It's like, what an experience to learn from these people. And yeah, that White House card, man, like it's concerning. It's concerning because they've shown that they're willing to do anything.
I just don't understand how you lock that place down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a bread.
Seems impossible.
It's the best. It's the most hilarious thing ever, though. Too. It's the bread and circus. It's like nothing's going well, everything's going poorly. Yeah. But hey, look what we're doing at the White House.
Yeah, and he's also planning that race, like a Grand Prix or something. I don't know if that's this year or not.
The bread and the circus, brother.
That's what
the bread and the circus for the Goyim.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's look. It is so. It's so hard not to feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, it just thankfully...
it's so hard not to feel that way.
It's... thankfully, they're lucky. They're very lucky that we're such a good and forgiving people. They're very lucky for Christ.
It's just like...
they might hate Christ, but they're very lucky because if we didn't have Christ, we would behave a lot differently. And they would deserve it.
It is just... Well, also, like... We've been walked and marched down this path to where we are.
Yeah, right? And we see it now. There's too much information.
And at the same time, why stop now? Because all of this information is out.
Yeah.
And nothing has happened.
Nothing's happened.
And so it's like, for me, if that was me and I was the one that wanted to do all this nefarious stuff and I saw all this and I put all this information out and nothing happened, I'd be like, oh, so y'all pussy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing then.
Yeah.
Bill Gates just got another vaccine deal with the EU.
Yeah.
Like 500 million kids by 2030. And he's all throughout the files in multiple different ways, talking about the pandemic.
Yeah.
Talking about, getting an STD.
Yeah, and trying to figure out how to, like, dose his wife. So funny, dude.
And then his wife doesn't even deny it.
That's so funny because also, like, you're simultaneously trying to, that's your character. And then also all of the institutions are still treating you like that's not who you are. Right? Like, it's like, but the
really
benefit,
weird.
But it's beautiful, though. Like, what we're going through right now is so necessary, appropriate, and actually quite beautiful.
Elaborate,
because it's like it had to come to this. Like we are living through a time where the truth is being spoken in a way that it never had. I don't know if it has ever been before, and maybe it feels like the end of days because this is a recurring thing. Eddie has this Tartaria thing. He thinks that Tartaria, and he thinks that like they were old world. Tartaria is this. I am not skilled enough to be communicating fully to you about it. But Tartaria is this belief that we go through these cycles, and we have these world wars, and we think of how much Europe was destroyed in World War II. Yeah. Hey, by the way, what did we get out of World War II? What did Europeans get out of World War II? All we've gotten for the last 80 years is conversations about how many of this one group of people died in World War II. Let's be very specific. How many white Christian men died in World War II? You don't even know the number, right? So it's like, all of the world wars has just been like 1917, that movie. Mm-hmm. At the end, I recall, it might have been that movie or another one. At the end of that movie, I recall it being like, 3 million people died on this one battlefield and they just kept fighting over inches. What was it for?
Yeah.
What are these things for? What they've done is, and this brings us into our current, how old are you?
20, fucking about to be 33.
Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the fuck I was about to say.
Are you like some chick who's like, nah, dude, I'm 29.
I don't know what I was thinking of.
They exist. No. Those women really exist. But anyway.
33.
Anyway, be careful.
Yeah.
My whole 33-year-old year, I was like, they're going to try and kill me.
Oh, shit.
I was like, fuck. No. It's a simulation and we're all Jesus and they try to kill us at 33.
I still got a few more months.
Yeah. You got to get through it. Where was World War II?
You were just talking about, just like, what is it all for?
Yeah, what was it all for? What's this whole thing for? And it's
what is it for right now?
And our generation
has
is like
through so much.
Like, they tried to kill us with war. They tried to kill us with the opiate epidemic. And when I say they, I mean a very, 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 very specific group of they. I mean, we didn't go to war for us.
We haven't.
No, I was just having a great conversation with a guy who popped in from New Orleans, a black belt from New Orleans. He was in the military, and he talked about how, what they did with poppy farmers, and the fact that it was, in that book I talk about, we went to Afghanistan so we could harvest opium for the opiate epidemic, so we could give it to the Sackler family. The Sackler family had their name on a building at Tel Aviv University until 2023.
Yes.
So when you put people that murder my people on buildings, I think you're my enemy. When you put people who put me and my friends into addiction and tried to kill me, I think you're my enemy. And that's why I speak freely on these people, because you already tried to kill me.
Yeah, there was a really good documentary on the Sackler family, or the docuseries.
Docudrama with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, with was it Michael Keaton?
There's a great one with Michael Keaton.
There's one with Taylor Kish.
There's a great one with Michael Keaton where Michael Keaton describes, or like the documentary shows how they talked about breakthrough infections. The same way they talked about breakthrough infections, they talked about breakthrough pain with the opiate epidemic. They would convince these doctors, hey, if they are still in pain, they just don't have enough pills. You just got to give them more pills.
What was crazy about the whole thing is that the pharmaceutical salespeople were paid based on the dosage.
Yeah.
And not the number of, not the prescriptions. And so, or not how many pills they got to somebody, but how big of a dosage they could get somebody on.
Yeah. I mean, they were trying to kill people.
They got up to 180 milligrams.
I mean, the thing that saved me from my addiction was that I was prescribed Vicodin when I was 16 for a broken foot. So I knew what milligrams meant.
But you were 16?
Yeah. So I was on Vicodin at 16.
How bad did you break your foot?
I had surgery on my left foot.
But I mean, were you in an immense amount of pain?
To me, yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, I had surgery on it, that kind of thing. But yeah, totally. You're putting me on a dangerous path. But that ended up being part of what saved me.
You're 16. It's not like you know anymore.
No, none of us knew.
Yeah.
It was 2006.
Yeah, okay.
So none of us knew, right? So we didn't know. And keep in mind, the woman who allowed them to put on their bottles that it was non-addictive is a woman named, hilariously, her name's Janet Woodcock. Janet Woodcock was also involved in allowing Pfizer or one of the vaccine companies so these people, so you have to look at the system for what it rewards. And the system, she continued to have a career after this incredible scandal that ruined millions of people's lives. And I say millions, I'm not just counting the people who died or got addicted. I'm counting about the families who've been destroyed, the lives that have been irreparably damaged. She moved forward, and then she got to take part in the next scam, which was the COVID stuff. And my experience with opiates.
She was in both?
She was involved in both. If you look up Janet Woodcock and COVID, you'll find that she was involved in something regarding claiming that the efficacy of vaccines was higher than it was. So when you look at what the system rewards, you come to the conclusion that the system wants to kill you. So what are we going to do? Are we going to not talk about who's trying to kill us?
It really does.
Because we're scared? Because we're scared? Are we really going to be scared?
There's a lot of people that are scared, though. We were talking about it.
They're already trying to kill us.
There's a lot of people that were scared, or that are scared.
Right. So, hopefully we can speak truthfully enough that you inspire other people to not be scared, because the reality is they're trying to kill you no matter what.
It definitely seems that way. It definitely seems like COVID, for instance, it's like the virus itself was designed to just kill people who were unhealthy, overweight, etc. And then the vaccine was designed to kill the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was designed to, it was uniquely seemingly designed to hurt young men as we head into World War III.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was designed. And it was like, oh my God, who's letting all the military men age in across the border during the Biden administration? Alejandro Mayorkas and Anthony Blinken. They are, Alejandro Mayorkas is from, you can guess what they have in common.
Yeah.
There's one thing they definitely have in common.
Yeah, okay.
Anthony Blinken's stepfather was Robert Maxwell's lawyer. He was the Secretary of State. Alejandro Mayorkas
was the Secretary of State
of America.
Of the Biden administration?
Anthony Blinken, yeah. So the people letting the people across the border were of a very specific group of people. You can also notice that Kanye West is not allowed into the UK, but everyone from the Middle East, every single refugee from the Middle East that they try to clear out so they can get more land while pretending to be a victim, so they can continue to bomb people while pretending to be a victim.
We talked about this last episode, how the UAE will no longer fund their citizens to go to college in the UK. And so the UAE has they pay for all of their citizens' college.
Yeah.
And they have a list of countries that are exempt from that. Like, they're not going to pay for you to go to college there. You're allowed to go to college there, but the country, the government itself will no longer pay for you. And the UK is the most recent one added because they're scared of their students or their citizens going over there and getting extreme, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? They're afraid of extremists. Them being turned into extremists.
Like Muslim extremists?
In the UK.
Yeah, I mean, that it's like Kanye is not allowed in, but...
Did you see Kramer it's Kramer, right? The Prime Minister? Kramer?
Keir Starmer or something.
Starmer, that's what it is.
Yeah. Kramer.
Kramer. He got drug when he announced that. So he took the time out of his day to tweet that Kanye was banned.
Yeah.
And, dude, the comments were crazy because there's a picture... He allowed somebody into whatever their Capitol building or the Parliament, whatever it's called. He allowed somebody in there who he shook hands with, did a whole photo op, and this guy has a picture of him holding 2 beheaded heads.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you're worried about a music artist.
Well, we know why. Yeah.
But it's just so
it's so obvious. But that's why you have to say it. You got to say it. You got to have the balls to say it.
That's where we're at, where it's like, it's so obvious, it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. And if you're going to tell me I can't say it, I'm going to say it. I'm always going to say the thing that I'm not allowed to say. I'm from New Jersey. It's probably...
The power of the East Coast.
Is probably like the best and worst thing about me, you know?
A lot of people don't like it over there. I enjoy it.
What I mean is that... I'm an Italian guy from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I have a vengeance inside me that can only be quelled by Christ.
But people, see, I have the craving of at least I know where I stand with somebody.
Yeah, James Garfield said, "Of course I deprecate war, but if the war is brought to my doorstep, you'll find me at home." I like that one because I don't look for it, but if you want to do it, you got the wrong guy. Let's do it. Yeah. And that's how I feel about that thing. The thing that we're talking about right now is you brought this to me. You tried to kill me. You continue to try to kill me. You tried to kill my livelihood when you tried to lock people down. I always wanted to be involved in jiu-jitsu. I was working in football at the time.
What were you working on in football?
I was a certified NFL agent, and I was probably I was one of the 3. Kevin Clark, who's a really good writer, this is one of my favorite kind of credits, is that he said that me, Jason Fitzgerald, and Joel Corey were the 3 guys who were the most intelligent in the industry on how to run an NFL team. So I basically was an expert on contracts, and I established myself as an expert in that field because I knew that I could write about things. I learned from Joe DeFranco. Joe DeFranco is a mentor of mine. He actually, 10th Planet was in the back of DeFranco's gym at the Onnit Academy when I got here. Okay. And Joe's from Jersey, and he trained Brian Cushing, and he trained guys on every NFL team. And so I trained with Brian in college, and still a guy I chat with. He's his kids are such crazy athletes, bro. It's insane. He married a woman, he married a woman who was a soccer player at USC.
It's gonna be like JJ Watt's kids.
They're married to the same family.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. They're married to the same family. They have their sisters their wives are sisters. So it's an unbelievable story, right?
Oh, fuck, dude. Those are going to be some monsters.
Amazing. His kiddo, Brian's kiddo, he was in some Super Bowl game a few years ago. He's 9 years old. He had 300 rushing yards on 10 carries and 7 touchdowns, bro. Unbelievable. And so...
What up, y'all? I know I'm interrupting the conversation. I apologize, but I do need to quickly talk to you about Redmond Real Salt. I've been using this salt for a couple of years. I cook with this every single day. It is my absolute favorite salt in the entire world. And you now, as a What's Up Brodey listener, you can get 15% off by using the code Brodey, or on my Instagram in the bio, you can follow that link to checkout. You'll get 15% off as well. Now, back to the conversation.
So I trained with Joe, and I learned from him that, if you write about stuff, you'll establish yourself as an industry expert. I used to visit Austin all the time when I was a kid, and my dad had a friend who was a writer who would help him edit books and things like that. And we would come see him, and I noticed that he knew everything about everything because he was a writer. And I was like, all right, that's how you learn everything. And then that's also how you establish yourself as an expert. So I was doing that from like 2014 to 2020. And I established myself as an industry expert. I was about to make my way in that industry. I was working with a guy who just represented Travis Hunter. So like, these are like kind of the things too, is like over time, like all the things that I've tried to do, I've done a really good job at, like whether I played football, I got to play at the Division I level. I did a really good job with the football management kind of thing. I kept pushing myself forward. When I was at the mothership, I put together the best security team they'd ever seen. And now I get to like try out coaching and keep moving forward into other things. So it's like, those are like kind of the confidence builders that you have over time too.
What do you think you've done in each of those? What's been consistent across the board that has allowed you to get, excel at each of those?
Man, I put the time in. I always when I was like a contract expert, I saw the world my way. I was the first person to talk about people's salaries in terms of percentage of the salary cap. So it was like, what are we talking about? He's making $20 million. How much does he cost the team in relevance to how much the team's able to spend? So I've always seen things differently. And
how did that change things?
Now you can have a real conversation about like how this team is constructed and how you're constructing your team, rather than just talking about, oh, he's making $14 million. Well, that quarterback is worth 7% of the salary cap, but he's the best quarterback in the league. This other team's paying, a guy who's not as good 13% of the salary cap. That means there's 6% less that you can't spend on the safety and tight end that you might want or whatever it is. So there's like, but yeah, it's like Joe. I've had these great mentors over the years, and Joe's one of them. And it just, I made my way into that industry. And then during COVID, George Floyd, first the lockdowns, and then I watched and this was a big red pill moment for me. I was already red pilled. I'm an Eddie Bravo black belt now. So I've been red pilled for 10 years. But you make your way. Yeah. As you know, I was a mere blue belt, new purple belt at the time. Now I'm a black belt. I'm deep. I think the earth's flat. Actually, I'm not sure if the earth's flat, but I
can't do it.
But I can't
do it. We talk about it, and I'm like, bro, if that turns out to be true, it's
unbelievable.
Like, all of it, just stop it all. Like, just.
You know what's fun about it? It's the one that like you're most not allowed to talk about. So if you even just joke about it, you're like breaking a taboo on like a more fun subject that opens people's mind up to more. Genesis says we live under a firmament. So I'm just telling you what the Bible says. The Bible says we live under a firmament, heaven's above, hell's below. We live under a firmament. The reason the sky is blue is because there's water up there. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you the tea, what the kids are saying.
Bro, I don't fucking know. I don't know anything anymore, dude.
But my experience during COVID was I was watching all these people in my industry going full lockstep with lockdowns. And then the George Floyd things happens. And then it's like, not only do you not need to stay home, but you actually need to go out in the street. And if you want to burn shit down, it's okay.
And they did articles saying that wasn't, that COVID wasn't spread through that. Like there was a lot of money that was going into that to get people, outside for that one specific reason.
What opiates taught me, one of the things opiates taught me was like the devil needs to be deceptive. And over the last 6 years, the devil has not been able to be as deceptive. Because I can assure you, brother, there's almost nothing that feels better than 15 milligrams of roxycodone.
It has to.
Yeah, Clearly. It feels amazing.
It has to.
It's like you're like this, you're nodding out, you're on the couch, you ain't got a care in the world. You feel like Jesus is giving you a hug. That's what I used to say. Feels like tiny butterflies with super strong hands are massaging your back. And when you're in pain, what an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
And then the other problem is that it rips on your dopamine level. Like it's like kind of like if you take a ton of testosterone, now your body's not creating testosterone. So I weaned off of opiates over the course of like 2 years. I was taking 75 to 90 milligrams of Percocet a day. I thankfully never snorted it because I've always had a little bit of a postnasal drip. So I always just popped it. Because I didn't want to fuck my nose up worse and have people be like, man, what are you doing over there, snorting stuff or whatever?
I can hear it, dude.
Yeah, it's like, but sometimes, you know, like sometimes I gotta, so it's like, never did coke, never put anything in my nose, but man, the devil works in deception. And over the last 6 years, the devil has become far too obvious. It's like, wait, you're telling us that it doesn't spread between the riots that you want to spread? Like, COVID was seemingly designed, we're upset with where Trump is now and how he's behaving now, but COVID was designed to stop the Trump that was existing then. Hopefully, potentially, maybe it was always a scam. He is a WWE Hall of Famer. It does
kind of seem like it was always a scam because then you look at who was in his administration the first time and who donated as much the first time. And it's
Miriam Adelson,
same thing.
Yeah.
It was the exact same thing.
So there's this.
But it was way more hidden, it seemed like. Either that or maybe we just believed what we wanted to believe.
But he also wasn't letting Israel just kill people, which...
It didn't seem that way.
Which, Lord knows, what is Israel like more than killing people? I mean, if you're letting somebody if you're saying, hey, you can't do your favorite thing, that's pretty cool.
You can't.
I mean, hey, we know you love. Hey, brother, listen. I know that you love killing people who believe in God more than anything. But like for these 4 years, I'm not going to let you do it. You know, you're addicted to the blood of. You worship Baal, and you are addicted to the blood of the innocent, and I'm not going to let you accomplish that as well. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. For 4 years, he was
250 million hit his bank account.
Yeah, but 250 million right after he almost got shot. If that was real, if that was fake.
I know it's the only conspiracy theorist the conspiracy theory the left believes in.
Dude, my mom believes that one. My mom believes that one. Yeah. God bless her.
Because honestly, dude, I mean, fuck, they might be right on that one.
They might be.
They might be right on that one. What is really funny about it is I don't think they know they're not right. They're right in the broadness of it, but they don't actually see the whole picture. Like they don't actually understand why they're right about it.
No, but
which has been the part that's kind of crazy to me because you see all these people who really, really hate Trump. And I think a lot of people are at a point now where everyone's kind of like, fuck Trump at this, like in a way where you're just like, all right, dude, this really took a really dark turn. This is getting crazy, right? And so you've always had people on the left that just like despised this guy, right?
In a way that didn't make sense.
Exactly. And
it was
even now you have some people who still don't really get the grand scheme of things. You hear people talk about like, oh, this administration, oh, that administration, oh, this administration. Like, and it's like, okay, there's a few things you need to understand. 92% of Democrats in the Senate have all taken AIPAC money as well.
Yep.
And then last year, 98% of all primary candidates who won took AIPAC money. Mm-hmm. And so people thinking like, oh, this is only happening because Trump is in office is just not, okay, that just tells me that you're not fully paying attention here.
Yeah.
You're not really understanding the grasp of what's actually going on. Like we are clearly occupied and going against anything that benefits America and all to benefit Israel.
Yeah, I mean, that's hopefully where we're getting to. Is, you know, my mom watches CNN, my dad watches Fox News.
And they're owned by the same people now.
Yeah. And I can't, dude, man, me and my dad used to talk about politics all the time. My dad's my editor. Yeah. My dad's taught me how to write. He taught me about all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, I'm a pretty good editor myself because like we've spent a lot of time. I've written 3 books. One of them got canceled during 2020, and that was during that time where George Floyd was going on. My publisher was like, hey, we don't want you to talk about this kind of stuff. And I was just like, nah, we're not going to do that. I watched Passion of the Christ with my longtime girlfriend, got a son who's now 17. He was like, 6 years ago, 11 years old. We watched Passion of the Christ, and I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to like not say something right now. This seems like the time to say something. And then, you know, the reality is that being the person that I was during that time and the time since has put me in these leadership positions that you and I have we're talking about beforehand, is just like telling the truth. And thankfully I'm around people like Curtis Hembroff and like Eddie Bravo and like Tony Hinchcliffe that have elevated me in my own way because I tell the truth and because they can trust that I am somebody who's gone through cancellation, you know? Like Tony and I became much closer during that Trump rally time when he was getting canceled.
Puerto Rican joke.
Yeah. And he mentions me in his special, the garbage special that it's called Garbage. It's not a garbage special. The garbage special that he put out on X. And he's like, my friend told me like, hey man, you're the most famous person in the world right now. And like, I was saying that to him, like, hey man, it feels like a lot. Like it feels like a lot of attention right now because it is.
Yeah.
But I need you to know that like what you're doing, people support. And I experienced that when I would walk around with him. It was like during that time, it was probably the time where the most people showed the most love to Tony out on the street. And I had that same experience with Eddie Bravo. I've had that same experience with Alex Jones. The first time I hung out with Alex Jones at Terry Black's at the height of the Sandy Hook controversy, the amount of people that wanted to tell Alex Jones, thank you for what you're doing. Yeah, man, you tell the truth. People, like, the internet's not real. And that's what I was learning during COVID was like all these people who write for these outlets in football are saying the same things because they know they're supposed to say the same thing. Mm-hmm. Because they're not getting paid for the articles they write that no one reads. Because I know Mike Freeman. Yeah. Mike Freeman's like the worst guy in sports. And I'm going to try and protect the names of the guilty today if they come up. But Mike Freeman is one of the worst human beings in sports media. And he's like one of those guys that I know what you're going to tweet before you tweet it. You know what you're doing, and I know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And he's this black dude who like talks about Colin Kaepernick should be in the league like 6 years after the fact. He's like, why has no one picked up Colin Kaepernick? It's 2024. Like this team could use him and that team. The guy hasn't played football in 8 years, and I don't think he wanted to play football when he was playing it. Okay? Like he realized his career was going in a different direction. He took a stance. Every major corporation that has shown us over the last 8 years, 10 years that they're trying to fuck us supported him. Which
is interesting because then you have Larry Fink going on Fox News talking about how it was a failed social experiment, the whole woke culture.
Really?
Yeah, he talked about how he pushed all the companies in this direction.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. Yeah. And he says it out loud.
Yeah. Has anyone looked at his early life and education on Wikipedia?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's
whenever you see someone doing something bad, just check their Wikipedia.
It's a crazy time.
See if there's a common thread, because a lot of times there's a common thread.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about race. We're not grouping people together. We're not being hateful. We're just saying, hey, when you see someone's doing something bad, something that seems like it's immoral, something that seems like an anti-Christian thing to do, the opposite of Christianity, the antithesis of Christianity. I'll tell you what, Larry Fink's not a Christian.
Yeah.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about your race or your creed or something that you were born with. I'm talking about what's going on up here, what's coming out of here, what you're doing with your hands, what you're doing with the world, like how you're operating in the world. So that was a failed experiment.
That's what he said. That's what they called it.
Yeah.
They literally called it a failed social experiment.
Why were they doing that? They weren't doing it for our own good.
It didn't seem like it.
No, they weren't doing it for our own good. They weren't burning down cities for our own
like
good.
Everybody we all divided more.
Just divided
People
more.
Started hating each other more.
Yeah.
You hate your neighbor. Maybe they have a Kamala flag or a Trump flag, and then now you think of a way of them.
But was it a failed experiment? Truly, was it? Because what you've done with that is you've stopped us from having real conversations about real problems.
Well, I mean, have they? Because it seems like there's more, like as you mentioned before, there's more people having conversations.
But how long did it take us to get there?
It took a while.
Obama was,
could have been longer.
The way that I talk about Obama is like Obama's part of this kind of scam.
Yeah.
And I talk, like, it's kind of a rude way to say it, but he's like, let me just say it a nicer way. He's just a black George Bush. He's just it's just, you sold us on like, oh, it's different because he's black. Like, no, he's George Bush. He's doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing, but they used Obama as a cudgel. I think that's the word, a cudgel to like bring in all this other stuff. So we spent 15 years arguing about race. People of different races are not my enemy. People, like, having a country filled with people who believe in America and are of different races is not an issue. That's not an issue at all. I think that's one of the beautiful things about what we're going through right now is that we've come to the conclusion that we are all in this together against evil.
Yeah.
And that's why more people are coming to Christ than ever. That's why Christianity has seen such a surge, especially with young people, because you sold these young people on like transgender surgeries, and like when the kids were in middle school and elementary school, it's like it's Pride Week again.
Yeah.
It's March. It's March.
Yeah.
You know, it's every, you know, there's always something going on. So it's like, you know, the kiddos are in second grade and you're having Pride Week at the elementary school. They don't even know if they like girls yet. When you're in second grade, you probably you're like, why can't I just marry my friend? Like, I don't like girls. You know, like you're kind of like doing this weird thing.
It is weird. It really is weird because you think back to being that age and you didn't give a fuck about any of it.
It wasn't a failed experiment. It was exactly what they wanted it to be, which was they wanted to try and guide you further away from God.
It was just interesting that he said that, it's interesting that he talked about it in that light, right? And then, he's talked about how they've pulled back so much on that, and you see that, and that could be because it's no longer popular necessarily to continue to push that. People are also kind of like, okay, this doesn't seem like this helped anybody. It doesn't seem like it helped black people with this. It doesn't seem like it helped minorities with this. It didn't seem like you really cared about any of them.
You don't care. You don't care.
And then you pander and you talk down and you belittle with your words, and it's like, I don't think you're actually trying to help any of these people with this or help anyone. If anything, it caused this massive void. But to your point, I do think that void is closing, hopefully. A lot of people are like, well, we can't do anything right now because we don't know what would we do next? Obviously, you have people who want socialism, they want communism, and then you have people on the other end that want kind of like a theocracy. I think one of the big things is people talk about like Christian nationalism or Christian Zionists, right? Like here in Texas.
Two separate things. Christian nationalism is the opposite of Christian Zionism, essentially.
Yeah, explain.
I mean, if we were a Christian country, we wouldn't behave the way we do, That's kind of the Christian nationalist perspective, I would think. When you don't put use it as a slur, it's like we should love Christ and we should love our country. Christian Zionism is like you got duped. You might as well be a communist, right? Like I had this funny joke. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever said when I was at the mothership, and I'm talking to Hassan Ahmad and Tim Butterly.
Two funny fucking.
Yeah, Hassan always comes to me with his best Israel bit.
He's so funny.
Yeah, and so Hassan and I'm just like, I was standing there watching Tony one night. And it was Tony's doing stand up, not Kill Tony. And I'm watching and I'm like, man, everyone really loves Trump because he's a nationalist. And everyone really likes Bernie because he's a socialist. Nationalism, socialism. What if you put the two of them together? You got nationalist, and it was just it's a dark, funny, it's like I would agree with socialism if it was going to my country and my people. We're at that point now where it's like our money just flows out to everybody.
Yeah.
It's kind of we talked about the speeches from the guy, the things that AI translated speeches from the guy who used to paint and wasn't as good enough painter to be a painter, I guess. That's what they always said about him. But it's like socialism is actually I wish we could just get to a point where we were just giving our money to our people around us. Because we're not. We're doing international socialism.
Yeah.
Our money is flowing out to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Who runs Ukraine?
Well, even on top of that, at the end of the day, all your money's going to just a handful of corporations at this point anyways.
Yeah.
We've allowed these corporations to buy up 100 small businesses, but they don't have to change the name of those small businesses. Think about how many brands Pepsi owns.
Yeah.
They own 650 brands, but you wouldn't know that Pepsi owns those brands unless you actually took the time to look. And so there's so many things that you're buying from the grocery store that's all owned by the same company.
Yeah.
Right? There's only
Which is all owned by it's all BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street.
It's all owned by the same people.
Yeah, and it's the darkness of this whole thing.
It is interesting because this is it's a really weird thing we're going through where it's like, have we been lied to? Is socialism that bad? Should we be capitalist? Like, what is, like, how do we fix, like, what is the other end of it, right? Say something did finally come together. The people did come together. There was a revolution or like whatever, right? Whatever it is. And then on the other end, what should that look like? What should it actually look like? You know, I argue that it should look like what it did before, like Franklin D. Roosevelt. Like, it should look, the federal government should be so fucking small. They have one job, and it's to protect the borders and to protect us from outside threats. But outside of that, leave us the fuck alone. Yeah. Let the states handle it. And then even from there, let the local governments on top of that handle it. But is that even the right answer? Do we stay, you know, or like, would it inevitably get back to this exact same point again? But on the flip side, communism can go just as south, if not more south.
Bolshevism is a
right?
is a particular experiment by a particular group, right? So it's like, I would very much like, what I'm saying is like, you know, that joke, it's like, it's not to like approve of anyone or anything like that, but like, what if we just spent our money here at home? What would it look like? It's like, imagine you were giving your money away to other families and not taking care of your own. Yeah. Like, it's an insane concept. Yeah. We are doing these war games that we're killing. I mean, Ukraine's like a 95% Christian Catholic country. Why are we sending an entire generation of Christian and Catholic men to die in a war that you and I couldn't understand? We don't know why they're doing it. We have no idea why they're doing it. But I have an idea, because I think that's the original homeland of a certain group. And there's a leader there that is of a certain group. And so, like, are we just, like, all the things are lining up, you know? And it's like...
Then the Argentina stuff?
He's it's uncomfortable.
Isn't he related?
It's uncomfortable for people.
Isn't he related to some...
I've heard that, but, I mean, we got
him and Netanyahu have...
That's what I've heard, but we got enough proof all over the place without being right about that one or wrong about that one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because then you see, like, you have the burning of the Amazon.
Oh, the burning of the Amazon.
And then you have him coming out last
Patagonia.
week?
Patagonia. It's Patagonia. So what they're doing, if you want to look it up, is Patagonia, and like Israelis are like burning Patagonia. It's been found out. And then there's like this bill that allows people from foreign nations to come buy up land. What happened in Maui? What's going on? Like, remember the Eddie Bravo clip? Eddie's on January 2024. He's like, I think everything's connected to Epstein. Joe's like, everything? Everything. Even the Maui fires? Everything. Everything.
Dude, look, we could be 100% wrong about everything we've just talked about, but it is so hard not to come to those conclusions.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like, you just look at it for what it is, with no biasness or no nothing. You just look at everything that is going on, and you fucking, okay, oh, that's weird. Yeah. You know who? You're friends with who? Your brother's who? You're married to whose daughter?
Your stepfather was Robert Maxwell's lawyer, and you just let a bunch of military-age men into my country over the last 4 years?
Trump's daughter's married to Jared Kushner, who was doing Iran peace talks or going over there to talk about the nuclear deal. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You haven't been in government since like 2016.
Bro, it is...
So why are we sending you over there? And how do you're just married to Trump's daughter as well?
It's too obvious. And the devil works in darkness. The devil works in schemes. The devil works in...
Well, doesn't the scripture say the devil runs this world?
Yeah. I mean, brother, it's like, this is what it is. It is supposed to be this way. Like I had a great mentor in college. And like one of the things that came up for me, like thinking about conversations and getting into this today, is like, I've had so many good mentors. Like, that's why I have the mentors I have now. Like, I'm learning from these Curtis, Eddie, Tony. Like, I had a mentor in college who was Alabama's sports psychologist during the time when Alabama was the best.
On a run.
Yeah, on a run.
On a run, dude.
And yeah, like, it's like he talks about the fact that when you go into the game or you go into whatever you're dealing with, is like you need to expect it to be hard. And like this world, you need to have expectation that it is this way. If you are a Christian, you believe that after this life, you'll go to heaven. And you know, I think Joe's even talked about it on the podcast. It's like the Big Bang is just as crazy as God made this world. Those are two, because the Big Bang's a miracle in itself. So you're telling me that you don't believe in miracles except this one miracle. The miracle that the Big Bang created life as you know it. Yeah. And it made it exactly this way to lead to these moments where we're talking and we're smart enough to see the patterns and talk through the issues and exist in this plane. And I mean, it is evil. I mean, I got lunch with my pastor a couple weeks ago and I was like, man, and I want to make it a routine thing because he's somebody that I feel like is in a similar situation to me. I go to Red Rocks Church and Doug Weckerman, there's Doug, there's Ryan Weckerman, and then there's Ethan Matat. Those are our three main pastors. And Sean Johnson's our main guy in Colorado. And Sean has some health issues, and I can just see the way that Sean is kind of placing Doug in a leadership position and having him come along and do these, just continue to grow. And and so I see the ways in which my mentors and his mentors are using us in the same way. And I just said to him, and he maybe it might not be something that he thinks about as much because he's not the conspiracy guy, but there's so many ways of this world to make money. How many of them are actually good?
Ooh, that's the fucking one.
That's Matthew 6:24, right? Like you can't worship God or money because money, like, man, you can make money like in
it's very sleazy ways.
Very sleazy ways. Some of the richest people that you know are making money in very sleazy ways.
We're seeing it, right? Like that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're literally that's what we're talking about. It's like for either land or money, or resources,
and you'll do anything for it
for money
because you worship money as your God, and you don't worship God. You can't worship God and money. Like I'm in the position, like I'm not the most financially successful person, but I've had these opportunities in this life in front of me that is far more enriching than the finances that I would have pursued in normal paths. Yeah. Like we were talking before, like I don't talk about my education a lot, but I went to college, I played football in college, graduated, and I went to grad school and I have a master's in business. So it's like, I could have done a variety of different things. And during COVID, when my book deal got canceled and I realized that the NFL world wasn't for me, and I also realized I was like, everyone's going to move to Austin. The writing was on the wall. Eddie was telling me Joe was moving here. I was like, something cool is going to happen here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be an NFL agent and I'm going to go out and recruit 21, 22-year-olds that, to try and create a financial alignment with some kids that I probably will or will not identify with, or I got to convince them over 6 months that I really give a shit. And will I really give a shit? Will I really care about them the way that I could care about somebody who's been training at my gym for 6 or 7 or 8 years or 10 years? No, I couldn't, because like when you spend a lot of
there's an end goal. There's an end goal, right?
Yeah.
And your time with them is short, and there's something that you're trying to accomplish out of it.
Yeah. And it was just I was like, I want to be planted here. I want to be about Austin. I want to make an impact on my city, because the things that are going on online or whatever, those aren't real, but I can make a real impact here in Austin. And so that was the direction that I was pushed in. But man, like not to say I would have even made it in those worlds, because I'm not that kind of guy. I just had to accept who I am.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna, me in a corporate environment, brother, I'm too crazy for places you wouldn't expect me to be too crazy for, right? So
yeah, I struggle with that. Like I've done sales for so long, and it's like always been right there, top 5, top 6, but I just refuse to be 1, 2, because it's just the things you have to do, the way you have to spin things.
Yeah.
And it's always like, people always tell you, they'll tell yourself, they'll use different corporate words to make you feel better about it.
Yeah.
Right? To make you not act like, or to act like you're not lying to someone.
Right.
Or to act, or that you're ultimately doing them good by lying to them, because you're bringing them on to this wonderful thing, or you're getting them the best product and it doesn't matter how you get it to them.
You just gotta
get it to them, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, but that statement's not true. Or that's not
that
true.
guy might not need that thing, and you're trying to sell him on it.
Yeah, maybe they don't need it that bad, or maybe it's not that serious, or whatever the case may be. And you're not allowed. Like, that's just not allowed. You're not allowed to have those thoughts. You just have to fucking do
What
it.
I imagine for myself is like, how can I spread jiu-jitsu? Jiu-jitsu is a uniquely good thing. And then in taking on a leadership role, how can I create more people that are willing to have conversations like we're having right now, where it's like, you can't tell anybody that I hate, like that I have hate. Because I have very personal issues with people right now. We talked about some before the podcast, things I don't want to express publicly because it's I don't want to fully express publicly because I don't want to drag someone down, or I don't want to, like, in a way, I don't want to elevate people by even putting their name out there, giving them power. But I have a lot of personal issues. I don't hate any of the people I'm dealing with right now, right? Like, there isn't a hate. It's just like, this is what it is. And that's the power of Christianity. It's like, I don't hate you. You are the way that you are because of a variety of things. There's people I have in my life. There's this one person in particular who really doesn't like me. This woman has not liked me for a few years now. But I wouldn't wish her life on anybody right now. And I don't hate her. She's done various things to lie about me, to slander me, all sorts of stuff. But the way that she's lived her life has put her in a very, very specific position that I don't envy. I have empathy for, and has led to a variety of different issues in her personal life that are very unfortunate and remind me of the place that I once was. So if I can talk to you about somebody who currently goes around town spreading lies about me, then I can't feel that level of hate towards people I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get me on hate. We're just having a conversation about reality and the way that it is. And if you want to string me up, well, you've always stringed up truth tellers.
Well, that was the weird thing about, like, the Charlie Kirk situation, or even the Donald Trump's, like, the assassination attempt, when we weren't really, it wasn't as apparent that maybe this was faked, or this was a ploy to get us more on board or whatever, right? But to see people, like, celebrating those things, no matter how, and it was, like, always talked about, like, no matter how you felt about Joe Biden, or no matter how you felt about Obama or George Bush or any of these guys, you don't want to watch their head get blown off on the internet.
No.
You don't want to see that. That's not a sight that anyone should be celebrating or should want to see. But it's a testament of where people are right now, how people are feeling.
Here's the reality. If you think that Charlie Kirk deserved it, I can't imagine how you think about me. And that's the lesson. That's what they told everybody too. When they celebrated it, everyone in their personal life who even thought anything positive of Charlie Kirk or has anything resembling those views, you just told them how much you hate them.
Dude, the smear campaign right after the shooting was nuts to see.
My thing is that a benefit, me and Michael Plaster were talking about this, is that, like, there's a
Love Plaster.
Great guy. And there was this put my Christian hat on, there was this lady, not the word I wanted to use for her because she doesn't act like a lady, but she's, like, going around and she's, like, kind of trying to find guys that she can vampirically suck their energy from, right? And she tried to sink her teeth into Plaster. She tried to sink her teeth into another one of our guys, a brown belt. And he was telling me how much, like, she hates me and she talks about me and Zach's this or that. I've never spoken to the woman, but, like, I've never spoken to her. She's like, I can't believe you hang out with people like that, right? Yeah. And I was just saying to him, I'm like, I'm the tip of the spear, dog. And that's the benefit of being this way, is that the dogs that roll with you, like the people in your army, like, we're all, like, jiu-jitsu, like, we're creating, like, an army of people that hopefully will go out and do the right thing, because they have been empowered by the fact that they know how to defend themselves and they can fight, that they can say no. The thing is, you can't say no if you can't stand up for, like, if you don't have the power and the ability to stand up for yourself. That's what the Second Amendment's all about, is, like, you can say no. Like, you can even say no to that cop because he doesn't know what you got on you. But that cop can act a lot differently if he knows no one has a gun, right? So it's kind of like that thing, right? Is that, like, you're building up those armies, but, like, I've just been the tip of the spear, and one of the things that comes along with that is, like, you're going to get a certain amount of hate, but, like, man, like, some of the best people in my life get a lot of hate. So that's the price of playing the game.
That's when it gets weird, right? Like, you think back to all the people that they've spent so much energy and so much money telling you to hate. Like, they
Correct.
tell you to hate them. Not
correct.
And it's fat and it's manipulative. Like, you don't actually hate this person, but you're like, I feel a way about this because there's been a very conscious effort to make me feel that way.
They want the first time you hear about that person to be something negative, so that you're anchored in that negativity, right? Like, how many people heard about Tony for the first time and they thought he was making a speech because they pretended he was making a speech. I saw him do that Puerto Rico joke 1,000 times. Yeah. No one saw Joe Rogan more than me, like his hour that he shot, the Burn the Boat special.
In San Antonio?
Yeah, I was at that. I was, me and Sean Magnus worked that with the guy with the beard, Elliot from the UFC. We were working it too. Elliot, he's bald and he has a beard. He walks out with the fighters.
It's his it's his Instagram handle, like S Varg.
It's Vagger, VAGR something. Yeah,
jealous of that man's beard.
Yeah, great beard.
Good fucking beard, bro.
Yeah.
Every time I see his ass on fucking the UFC walking them out, dude, I'm like, what a great beard, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw Joe's special more than anybody.
Dude, it was a great special.
And
it was funny as fuck. His COVID bit is funny as fuck.
It's amazing. And then, so I've seen Tony do that Puerto Rico joke a million times.
Yeah.
And every time, it's a great joke because it's a redirect. It's like this, you're thinking about the Pacific garbage patch. And then you loop it right back around to Puerto Rico, and it's a joke about the Puerto Rico having a garbage problem. So
which
they genuinely do.
They genuinely do, and it's legitimate.
You know, so they want your first experience with finding out about that person to be negative. They want to anchor it in it so that when you say that person's name, the person you're talking to is like, oh, you mean the guy who said that, or the guy, this guy?
Yeah.
And so that's what they're trying to anchor. And again, like, who's trying to do it?
Well, it's crazy because then you watch Kill Tony, and that's how, like, I watched Kill Tony. You've worked on Kill Tony. You work with Tony.
Yeah.
And you watch this, right, where anybody can come up and anybody can have their life changed, regardless of race, religion, creed, disability, ability, whatever. Like, right, anyone can have their life changed. And then you see this smear campaign going on at the exact same time, telling you he's racist, telling you he's this awful person.
Yeah. And
you're watching his show and you're seeing the smear campaign side by side, and you're seeing people completely ignoring this part altogether. And it's like, look how this man walks through his daily life. Judging someone by what they say or the thoughts that they're portraying out loud, especially like doing this. Like, for one, we're sitting here. None of this is scripted. We're just having a conversation. Thoughts are flowing.
Yeah.
They may or may not be how you feel, like actually feel. It just might be something that you're feeling in the moment, or something that you're wrapped up in the conversation, or maybe you're talking a little bit of shit, or maybe you see something later today where you're like, oh, fuck, okay, I was wrong, or whatever, right? And you see this person moving through his daily life, changing people's lives, giving people these incredible opportunities that wouldn't have it elsewise, or would have had to gone somewhere else that just doesn't exist yet. And then you see the smear campaigns going on at the same time. And you're like, wait a minute, dude, I watch this guy every Monday. Yeah. And I watch him.
You've watched him mature. If you watched him for a long time too, he's like, there's something very endearing now where he he used to be a little bit more cutting with somebody who he is with people who aren't prepared. If you come up there and you're not prepared, he'll be a dick to you because you deserve it.
You're stealing someone's spot.
Because you're stealing an opportunity.
You're stealing someone's spot.
And that is precisely what should be done to that person. And he'll cut you from the episode.
Like Dedrick, 39 weeks in a row.
And that guy might not get up because this guy who's not prepared.
And doesn't even desire to do comedy.
Doesn't even care. And it's been such a beautiful thing for me to have, Tony is somebody who spreads comedy. Eddie is someone who spread more jiu-jitsu than Eddie, right? So I got into jiu-jitsu because of Joe and Eddie talking about Eddie's second match against Hoyler, and now I get to teach it. Now when I see Eddie came here for a seminar at San Antonio, I pick Eddie up at the hotel that Rogan keeps him at because he was on the podcast. I bring him down to San Antonio, get to talk to him the whole way down, get to talk to him the whole way back to the airport. And he teaches a seminar that's basically what I would teach. And so it's I've gotten to learn this guy's system and get to the point where he's in LA and I'm here and we're thinking about the same things because we're in this group chat. You know, we're in
flat Earth Christians.
Yeah, we're watching Islam versus Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah,
and Maddalena has Craig Jones as his coach, and Maddalena's got no half guard.
Yeah,
and he's got no plan for half guard. And I hear about, you know, I mean, and we just go into Operation Half Guard. We gave it a CIA nickname. We call it Operation Half Guard, and it came from a conversation me, Bryce, Curtis, and Eddie were having about the fact that no one in MMA has good half guard because they don't understand
They don't even close their guard.
They don't understand it because when they do jiu-jitsu, they keep their shield up, their knee shield up, because they don't want somebody to pass their guard. I don't give a shit if you pass my guard because I got all sorts of crazy stuff that I do, and I got the Miriam Adelson sweep. I've got the Miriam Adelson sweep. I've got the Margaret Sanger sweep. I've got all sorts of stuff.
But isn't that the reason why MMA guys don't play half guard very much? Because they want you to pass. Because it is easier to escape other positions because half guard is the most dominant punching position.
It is if you don't have a lockdown and you can't get underneath them. Because when you get the lockdown in and you get your head close to their hip, I call it the LGBTQ position because you're like right on the hip, you're real close, you're questioning, you're like, hey man, am I gay? Why am I so close to this guy's junk? Why am I so deep underneath him? But you're trying to get, like in football, like low man wins, right? Yeah. So what's lower than underneath you? Yeah. So that's what lockdown is. And then if my head's tight there, you can't hit me. You can't really get the leverage to hit me. And if you do come up to strike me, I'm just going to smash through. I'm going to smash through with the old school sweep. So they don't play half guard the right way in MMA because when they like take the shield down and now they have spent so little time working on that half guard and, with the shield down that they don't have a fully developed game there. So it's just, there's a little bit of ego, right? Like it's like these MMA guys, you talked about it with the MMA and all they want to do is train MMA and then they don't go to the individual classes and then they don't get the work in that they would have gotten in and they have no understanding that you can't ramp it up to 100 all the time. You got to go to class and go 60% and learn some stuff.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And there's also benefit to knowing how to play bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
even in MMA.
It's like some of these guys, they don't
want to.
Some of these guys think that they're going to just run through their career with nothing negative ever happening to them.
And never getting put on their back.
It's insane.
And then what happens when you go against Hamza Chimaev?
What happened? Dude.
Arman.
There's a lack of understanding of like, bro, it's not going to go the way you think it is. Like I said about Elko, my mentor, Dr. Elko, who's that Alabama guy, is like, you got to expect things to be hard. And like I said, you got to expect this world to be hard. You got to have the proper expectations for the world in which we live in. It is an evil world. It is a place where the way to make money is to maybe harm the most people. I mean, what better way to make money than to poison the food supply and then also own the pharmaceutical companies that treat you being poisoned
and
by
the insurance companies.
Yeah.
And the doctors.
And the doctors.
And the people who, it's...
Yo, this came up this morning.
It's fucking wild.
That City Hall with that guy talking about COVID. He's like... I don't want to say it on YouTube. There's a guy at City Hall. And he's like talking about all of the people involved in COVID and what their religion is. Mm-hmm. And it's very funny. There's this guy at City Hall. He's like... Yeah. I'll next time it comes across my feed because it comes across every once in a while.
I bet it does.
Yeah. Matt McCusker and Tim Butterly have a show called Algonauts that they do at Creek in the Cave, and it's about your algorithm. So they'll like bring a guy up, they'll bring a girl up, they'll bring a white guy up, a gay guy up, a black guy up, and they'll just see how everyone's algorithms are different. And I was just saying to them, I'm like, I didn't choose my algorithm. My algorithm got chosen for me. I'm the person that people send the craziest stuff to. So, and then people are like, hey, you're starting to influence my algorithm. Yeah. They're like, well, look what showed up in my algorithm today.
It's funny because my buddy who was just on, we were talking about, he's Duke Fairfax. I might need to bleep that. But he, I mean, it's not like a super secret, but you know what I mean. But anyways, he was on and he was like, don't you fucking dare send me any more things. I finally have my algorithm, just straight wrestling, Nothing else. Leave me alone.
Tim Butterly is like my algorithm's a Faraday cage around my head, so I don't think about these other things that are going on.
He's one of the funniest dudes on Kill Tony. Like
100%.
One of the panelists.
Yeah.
Him.
And that's what he likes most. He likes being funny, like the way we are being funny. Yeah. And he's one of the funnier guys off stage.
He's funny.
And he likes that way more than stand up. So to see him be given that opportunity, to see him be given that opportunity and to be good friends with him and his wife, they both train. They've trained a long time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
To see him have that opportunity is really good. And, him and Tony have a similar upbringing, like poorer upbringing. So to watch Tony, put him in position to be successful. Yeah. And yeah, like you said, is like, Tony once said to me, he was tired one night and he's like, bro, people think I'm like the coach or a player on the field. Like I'm the football field. It's exhausting being the field because Kill Tony is the field. It's like where everyone wants to go play. Mm-hmm. It's where everyone wants to go. So like to be doing it, like I admired your professionalism in being able to do this every week, to make a commitment after a week of work that on Saturday I'm going to train and then I'm going to spend my afternoon doing this. Tony has done every Monday for a long time. Yeah. And then last year he took like a month and he went away and it was awesome for him because he had a bunch of episodes banked. So this year he's done the same thing where he has a bunch of episodes now banked for when he decides to go away again. Because, he needs that.
You have to.
And he's been on a grind for so long and he's gotten to the place that he wants to get to. But yeah, I mean, he's the field. He's the thing.
Oh, welcome back.
Wait. Baby's down? Hopefully.
We'll see if she stays that way.
Well, maybe she'll wake up before I leave too. I can say goodbye to my new friend.
Yeah. Dude,
he's the field, man. He's the whole thing. It's a lot of
pressure.
Yeah, it's a ton of pressure. So, like, to watch him handle it and watch how he moves through the world. He said something funny on Butterly's show. Butterly had him on for episode 100, and he's like, Butterly was joking around about how the fact that, like, Tony is, like, he says this thing, he's like, I'm actually a really nice guy. And it's, like, so funny because, like, he was talking about the set and setting, and it's, like, where Tim and Tony are in Mitzi's, and the red light of the Mitzi's light is there, and he, Tony looks up at Tim and there's like this little devilish red light and he's like, I'm actually a really nice guy. And Tim was like, I went to my wife and I'm like, all right, we need to get out of here. he's like, what is, cause like Tim is like so surprised by like that things are going well, right? Like he's like kind of like, it's kind of like that imposter syndrome. It's just starting to happen for him. And he was just like, oh my God, Tony, is he going to make us eat babies or something like that? It was such a funny little bit on the show, but yeah, man, it's like the pressure and the way people talk about you, the way people talk about, like even
people
Eddie.
Don't even know you. Like people have never met you.
And they don't even know the decisions that you have to make, whether it's business or whatever. And people are always going to feel some sort of way when you have some kind of power or influence. Eddie has to deal with, Eddie has over 200 schools. Imagine the pressure that comes with that. Tom DeBlas made a really good post yesterday. It was just like he woke up at 7:30 and he was like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with today. And then it's like 10 minutes later, I can do all things through Christ. But his caption was like a lot of people, every day I wake up to like a bunch of messages.
Yeah.
Some of them are stressful. You have friends that, you look at not their email inbox because everyone's got 1,000 emails, but you look at like their text message inbox, they got 340 text messages waiting for them, and it's like, you begin to have some grace for the fact that, hey, so-and-so doesn't always text me back.
Takes a second.
But when I text him something important, or when I call him, I get picked up on the first ring. Yeah. And so that's like, that is really like, that is a measure of your, like what happens when we're around. Having some grace for the fact that this person has a lot of responsibility is something that a lot of people probably don't have. And like we were talking earlier, is that me stepping into more of a leadership role in whether it's at 10th Planet or just in the community, it leads to people feeling certain kinds of way about the decisions that you have to make. But to have people that are dealing with those decisions and continuing to move through the world in a really positive way and have, everyone's going to have something to say about people that are in that kind of position.
Who's been some of the crazier people for you being a part of Kill Tony and like seeing this person and being like, oh shit?
Oh, dude, when I beat my first black belt, I went back to the club and like Andrew Dice Clay is like, come on, come over here and show me what happened, you know? And so that was cool. You know, being around Joe's, you know, to be able to watch his special so much and watch him craft that was very very cool.
Yeah.
You know, got to meet Israel Adesanya and those kinds of things, you know.
You really start to get an appreciation for comedy. I think a lot of people...
I already did. I was a fan of, you know, Joe for a decade.
I think some people think comedy is you either have it or you don't. I don't think everybody understands, you know, maybe if they casually watch or if they haven't had the opportunity to go see someone perform multiple nights in a row.
Yeah.
Where no, this is something that is like there's an actual craft to it. There's an art to it. One of the best examples I can ever think of is I went and saw Whitney Cummings twice, back-to-back nights.
Yeah, and I used to be in the room for people. Like I would see people, you know, I would be in Fat Man a lot, and I would like get to see how they did one and how they did the next one.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it would be two different reactions. I saw Whitney on a Wednesday, and then I went back and saw her on Thursday. Wednesday, I mean, murdered, painfully laughing. Thursday, still really, really funny, just not on the same level.
Yeah, it's the energy in the room.
And it was because she took the first half of her set and she put it in the back half and took the back half and put it in the front half.
Yeah.
And it was just really interesting. Nothing else changed. It was just the fact that she cut it in half and then swapped them.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting to be there for both of those. Seeing the first night where, I mean, the place was on fucking fire. Dude, everyone is like dying in pain. And then Thursday, still really, really funny, but not the same level of funny. Like it didn't get to that same, like it wasn't in that same like.
And then what did she learn? She learned the order of operations.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's why she did it.
Yeah, it's just so interesting.
She's great. She's very sweet,
hilarious.
awesome person.
She's hilarious.
Great energy. Really like fun. Like
her whole turn has been very interesting to watch.
Yeah. Well, she's a mom now.
Yeah.
She always has her kiddo with her.
Certain things now, like there's different things you're thinking about.
Yeah.
That you didn't think about before, that you didn't put into a certain perspective.
Yeah.
And so it's been interesting to watch her views and different things, how she feels about things change so drastically.
So my favorite hour when I was at the club was probably Andrew Schultz. Yeah. Andrew Schultz, the last special that he did, the one about being having the kid.
If you can kill us on the couch,
bruh,
I mean, that's how you know in person that had to have been insane.
Yeah, Schultz was probably the best.
Yeah.
In terms of like people you meet and stuff, it's just like I've had a lot of great experience. Like Russell Peters is a Jean-Jacques Machado purple belt, so he's a part of the family.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so when he came to town, like I know he's close with Eddie, and like I immediately bonded with him. I brought him out to Buc-ee's at 2 a.m. one night.
It's got to help to have that foot in the door, because at bare minimum, you know, even if you don't find anything else in common to talk about, you can then at least default to jiu-jitsu and then see where it goes.
Yeah, it's great, and I've. You know, I got to meet Bradley Cooper and walk him home one night because he was doing this new movie that recently came out. He had Will Arnett was playing a stand-up comedian, and he came to the club to open for Shane Gillis.
Yeah. Because Bradley was in the movie where they do the comedy.
Yeah. And so he did 2 shows that night, and it was a very interesting experience. So like he was better. Will Arnett was better in the second show than the first, and he was opening up for Shane. So the crowd still got something great out of it. But I got to walk with Bradley and like have a real conversation with him for like 10 minutes. Great guy. And just, I mean, those moments where you get to see somebody outside of what the public sees, you know, getting to see Tony on the many walks that we've gone on, you know, to and from places, especially like what's funny is that my baptism and the Tom Brady roast were the same day. So it's like, there's all these like little things that are very like, and then after the Tom Brady roast, that's when Sean and I started to be like his nightly like security.
One of the funniest things Netflix has ever put out.
And they're doing it again. They're doing it Kevin Hart. Yeah. So, I mean, and to watch Tony position himself and to watch the ways in which he, like the intentionality and the know his mindset, man, like to know that he is, you know, I had some things happen and he's like, bro, like, don't sweat it. Like, you know, after the Trump rally, like I just took note of what people were like, how they were acting, how they were moving, and I keep a list in my head, and I don't lash out at them. I don't do anything.
But you notice.
But I notice, and then I get to know that I'm winning. You know, I get to dance on their graves. Like, I get to do that. And Tony
because people are going to seize that opportunity, right? And they're going to do a hit piece, or they're going to make a tweet, or they're going to do whatever, right?
They're going to do whatever it is to get attention.
Like, damn, I thought we were just cool. The perfect example is fucking Kyle that does secular talk. Is that
Kyle Kozlinski?
Fucking dude. The way he just comes at Joe now.
Oh, you want to hear?
So crazy.
My favorite is James Lindsay. James Lindsay's my favorite. James Lindsay is Conceptual James on Twitter and Instagram. James Lindsay comes at Rogan and stuff. I met James Lindsay at the club, and he's in Mitzi's trying to tell me about this fake martial art that he did. And I'm like, oh, wow, you're a fraud. Like, you're talking to me about the thing I'm a master at, like master in the sense that people, I'm a professor, whatever, which is hilarious. Professor, because I was always in trouble, but you got to call me professor now. I don't make you call me professor. That'd be ridiculous. Or master. I don't think you're allowed to make anyone call you master anymore.
I think that's frowned upon. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I don't think you should call me master. I think it would get to my head. But yeah, it's like he's teaching me about fake martial arts, and they come at Joe and everything. And Tony
was he ever on Joe's?
Yeah, these people are famous because of Joe.
So that is so odd behavior, man.
Brother, I mean, you'll never hear me say anything negative about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's his podcast got me started on jiu-jitsu. His podcast got me started on it got me off of pills. Because I heard Dr. Rhonda Patrick talk about the way that opiates killed your dopamine level.
Is it?
You're good.
3:15.
Yeah, I got like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How did you start to wind yourself off?
Man, I just was eating edibles, and I realized that dope, like the dopes, it's Dope Sick, I think, on Hulu, the one with Michael Keaton. It's about the opiate epidemic, and I've seen so many people go to rehab. And it didn't work because rehab is made for alcohol. It's made for behavioral habit change. Opiates take much longer because of the way that your dopamine level recedes. And then, you have to give it time. The same way you can't just stop taking testosterone. You'll send your body through a tailspin. So it took me like 2 years, and I would just like take edibles, and like I used to just like stare at the clock. I'd be like, man, when can I take my next pill? Because I would like kind of have these rules around it. I wouldn't take half a pill until 12 p.m. and then I'd try to not do one until 3 p.m. and then I'd try to not do one until 6 p.m. Then I'd try to not do one until 8 p.m. So it's just like this war that you're in with time, and like you're like, it's all you can think of. So during that time, I would like just fill my mind with like anything other than that. So I'd go on hikes, I'd listen to podcasts. And this was when podcasts were becoming popular, like 2016, 2017, 2015. And there was so many episodes of like Joey Diaz, somebody who had issues with opiates or with drugs previously. And
funny fucking dude. Yeah,
and just those experiences, like just to have that, be able to fill my mind, really was what got me off of the pills. And so yeah, to see people like that have their whole career because of Joe say negative things is pretty crazy.
Especially when he doesn't do that. He doesn't take shots at people.
And also,
even when Ronda Rousey recently, he came on the next day. It was with Jeff Dye.
Yeah,
he comes on, and Jeff is the one, I guess, who sent him the reel of Ronda talking shit.
Yeah. And
Joe told him, he's like, dude, don't you ever send that shit to me.
Yeah.
Like he's never used his platform to take a shot.
Yeah.
At somebody.
It's tough. Like, it's like, at his level, it's like how many people are talking. If you let everyone who talks shit about you get in your head, it would be a lot,
It'd be crazy.
And yeah, it's he handles things well. He's not even an extremist. Like I said the other day, what we need right now is the Joe Rogan who would have been in that tweet with Alex Jones, Candace Owens, and Tucker.
Yeah.
But like I've told you, is that Joe has already done his service to humanity through COVID. Is that there was a group chat with Alex and Eddie and Joe, and they convinced him that the vaccine was bullshit, and that changed the dynamic of the world. And that changed everything. And Joe's voice was the most important thing in getting us out of lockdown and getting us back on track. Even so, whatever you think about Trump right now, the alternative was worse, not just because of the things that would have happened then, but because of the things that it would have taken us longer to discover.
Yeah.
The fact that Trump is so clearly handled by Israel at this point is very important.
This is the part that I do strongly agree with, and I do think it is something that people do have to recognize, because I agree. Like it's really hard not to be like, fuck, dude, I voted for that guy, right? It's really hard not to be upset. And I think that's where Joe is, where he publicly endorsed this dude with the biggest platform in the world. And I think he's in a position now where he is so scared to be wrong again on that level, where it is ultimately, you know, it's a worldwide level. Like, imagine if he was wrong about COVID. Had he been wrong, that would have been, I mean, I don't know how you bounce back from that.
Part of the reason he endorsed Trump is because they all knew that the media was going to blame, if Trump lost, they were going to blame it on Tony.
Yeah.
So what they did was they were trying to set Tony up, and they were trying to create a reason.
They already had articles ready
So during COVID, or they already had the articles printed and everything, and it's like COVID was, and this is why I think Trump has made a turn rather than this was always the outcome, was that you don't do something as desperate as COVID without a desired outcome or result. It was rushed. It wasn't the right time for it. It woke a lot of people up. And if you Trump was going to win that election. People forget that Biden was chosen. They decided Biden was going to be president. And then,
was it even Joe Biden?
Whatever it was. I don't want to get sidetracked. Whatever it was. But then the whole world was shut down, and then you did the riots and stuff in the street to create this illusion that Biden had some sort of could have had some groundswell of support. All that COVID was a mechanism for pretending that Trump wasn't the more popular candidate, because you did the mail-in ballots, so this is kind of my theory on it all, is Trump was a threat. Trump certainly was a threat at that time. I think he was a threat. And they just created a reality where they could beat him, and so part of the reason that Joe jumped in the ring was he was like, we're not going to give you the opportunity to use Tony as a I was at the club that night. I was there at the club until 2:30, 3 a.m., listening to them on the other side of the green room with two of Joe's security guys, watching the things come in, and everyone's excited. Tony comes out, he's like, "We're gonna fucking do it, boys," and Rogan's in there, he's like, I forget the exact words, I just had him in my head, but it was like, the white guy, Allahu Akbar, let's go. That's a funny meme recently. Is like the white guy, Allahu Akbar, is let's go, like the Tom Brady. And, it's almost like, my next book will probably be with Tony. And it'll be something about what's going on in Austin and everything like that. And in that, we really felt like we did something, like we accomplished something, like the unit, like the team, like the people that were a part of everything going on there. It felt like you were a part of something. But the real lesson is, at the end of the day, is that they were two sides of the same coin, and we never actually have a good choice, And one of the conclusions that we had come to prior to Trump winning was accurate in Trump's election as well, was just we're not in charge of this. We haven't been in charge of this since JFK got his head blown out by the same people who shot Charlie Kirk. We know who killed Charlie Kirk. We know who killed JFK. We know who killed Jesus. It's the same people. So, what are we doing? We're going to pretend we don't know that. We're going to pretend all the evidence doesn't line up with the fact that Charlie Kirk has the biggest...
doesn't match.
That Charlie Kirk has the biggest following of young people and can take an entire generation that's already against Israel. Yeah. No one under 40 supports Israel. No one. And the people who do under 40, they sound insane to us. They sound crazy. You just told me about a friend who sounded insane, Zionist, nice guy, whatever. And it's always been a scam. It's always just like, and now it's just an obvious scam. And that is what is most important about Trump winning. And that is why people shouldn't feel shame about the fact that they put their support behind him, is that Eddie Bravo said it, right? He's like, you can only vote for Trump because if he's on the other side too, then we're fucked either way, you know? So it's like, we at least have to try this one out. Eddie still thinks that maybe there's some hope. And maybe there is, maybe, you know, the Alex Jones battle axe thing I sent you earlier was very interesting. Is he gets a battle axe while shipped in the mail while a guy is telling him about a verse from Jeremiah about the battle axe. And you know, there's a letter with it as well. You know, they're not making it up. And the guy's like, this was sitting in my house for months. I had this vision that I get to give it to you in person if I won the free car that you guys were raffling off. But my son just kept pressing me to do it, and I sent it, and then he gets it at that exact moment. And, you know, those are the kind of things that should provide us with some sort of confidence. And really, man, like if you believe in the things that we're going through, and you believe in Christ and you believe in heaven, it's like, what better path to go on than to stand against it and take whatever comes with it. I mean, because it's like, they tried to kill Jesus, and 2,000 years later, he's stronger than ever. So it's like, you try to kill the truth, you only make it louder. So take your crucify me, cancel me.
Where do you see this going? Because it looks like 2028 is going to be J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk.
That's so funny.
And Gavin Newsom.
I mean, it truly is, how do we begin to stop taking part in the lie? What are the things we can do to stop taking part in the lie? And I don't know what they are. What we can do is not take part in it. We can, you know, there's the, Jordan Peterson used to quote, live not by lies by Solzhenitsyn. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. He's a Russian guy. He wrote a book about a certain group of people. And so somebody, you know, Jordan Peterson has let us all down in recent years. Jordan Peterson from the Daily Wire has let us down recently. It's unfortunate.
He also works for the Daily Wire now?
Yeah. I've met him a couple times.
Really? I stopped following that probably.
Yeah, the first time I met him, his bodyguard said to me, "Shalom." And I was like, oh, wow, like your handler's like right next to you all the time. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like your security is your handler. Kind of the same thing as probably Charlie Kirk. He said shalom. Let me preface that by, I was so taken aback that I wasn't sure that's what I heard. And I was like, because I was like, yo, do you watch my social media or something?
Was this on purpose?
Yeah, like, do you know stuff about me? Were you like, is that like a little bit of a threat? Like, what do you do? Like, why are you saying shalom to me? Out of all of the words in the world, why are you saying shalom? Yeah. But he said, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, I implore anybody listening to this to read it. It's a 4-page book. And the thing that you can, a 4-page essay, the thing that you can do is you cannot take part in the lie. That is your choice.
Yeah.
You can keep taking part in it. There are various ways in which you may have to take part in the lie. Maybe you have a job where you're involved in something that you're not proud of, or you're working on being a Christian, or you're working on doing the right things, or whatever it is. Like maybe you take part in an industry that, you know, you don't want to be in forever. Maybe, you know, whatever it is. I have friends like that. Like I have a Christian friend who doesn't engage in a very Christian industry, but I take value in that person coming towards Christ and then being able to bring it back into that environment and have an impact on the people that are there, because that's the most important thing, is reaching as many people as possible. Yeah. Jesus didn't just hang out with like successful people that all did the right thing. So yeah, I mean, we don't take part in the lie, and the best way you can not take part in the lie is to have the normal, don't be afraid to tell the truth. And the best way to not be afraid to tell the truth is to just look towards Jesus and realize that telling the truth gets you crucified, dog. That's the experience that all my favorite people have had, whether it's Joe Rogan or Tony Hinchcliffe or Eddie Bravo. Like everyone, there are consequences. Like the things that I experience sometimes in my personal life with people feeling certain kinds of ways, like if you're like you and Adam brought up me and Alex Jones in the same sentence, right? Like Alex Jones, it's not easy being Alex Jones.
No.
Alex Jones had a drinking problem for a while because he's yelling from the mountaintops and he's 20 years ahead of everyone else, right? He knew 9/11 was going to happen. And I went to his movie premiere with Eddie, the Alex's War movie premiere in 2021, right after I finished up the manuscript for that book. And we go and, there's a clip in there of Alex saying that Al-Qaeda is going to hit the towers in September. And I don't know who hit the towers. I have a feeling I know who, but I have a feeling that a lot of those groups are funded by just the same way that Hamas was funded by Benjamin Netanyahu.
Or us.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, come on. Yeah. And that's the thing is we're always funding our enemies. And then we create our enemies. Like Al-Qaeda, we created that enemy. So Alex, of course, he's yelling and sounds crazy. Of course, he's struggling. Maybe, of course, he's struggling with this issue of drinking. But like, it's hard to tell the truth.
Do you think there's a bit of like also getting fed bad information on purpose?
Sometimes when he's wrong, he's probably being fed something wrong. It's not an easy path, but it's the right path, and it's the path that you should be on if you're trying to do good in the world. At whatever you can do while you're here. I'm not sure about a lot of things. When I got baptized, I'm like, I don't know everything, but I'm here for this. And I choose to believe this. Because if I choose to believe this and I follow this, then no matter what, like if I'm walking this way, I'm going to have all of these detractors and people over here, but I'm going to walk this way in confidence that I don't need to be swayed by these people over here. Because that is the thing, is that as you progress in this thing and as I watch my mentors deal with the things that they deal with, it's like you're going to hear a lot of stuff. So you have to be grounded in Christ. And to watch Eddie, Curtis, and Tony all move in that direction as well has been really rewarding under some of my guidance, obviously mostly their own.
I see Joe doing the same thing.
Joe too. Yeah. He might not know where a lot of his guidance is coming from. It would do him well to know that some of that might be coming from me. Some of that influence might be coming through Eddie or through other people,
But also in tandem, it's personal excellence. Something Andy Frisella talks about a lot. Something I bring up a lot now. Just because I think it's
Eddie has a big impact on him, and Eddie has given me some credibility and like my own influence on him and our group's influence on him, and that feels really good because Eddie's influenced me in a lot of ways. So I don't take any credit for any of those things, but I'm just saying it feels like we're all moving in that direction, and that's a really it's a really good thing. I said to Tony after a recent time that I got canceled.
What'd you do, Zach?
Yeah, I'm just I'm a wild boy. I don't want to out of respect, but yeah, I mean, I after a recent time, I got objectively and obviously canceled from a comedy club by a couple individuals who didn't like my sense of humor and didn't like that.
Which is ironic.
Hilarious.
Right.
Hilarious. An individual who left, one night, Tucker Carlson comes in and this individual just left work.
Who's one of the most important people right now. I mean,
this was a couple years ago. It was March of 2024. This individual who ended up, has lied about me multiple times throughout the last 6 months or whatever. Lied when he canceled me, lied. And then once you lie once, you got to keep lying. So yeah, that guy, and then the other people involved, they didn't want me to work with certain people because they had their eyes on working with certain people and they lost, that deal too. But yeah, what were we saying? Cancellation?
You said that Tony told you something one night.
Oh, I told him, I said man, I feel so grounded and good about this. People are lying, the wrong, good, judge me by my enemies, dog. Please judge me by the people who are saying negative things about me. If you hear anything about me or whatever the fuck, if you hear anything about Eddie or Tony, judge us by the people that are saying those things. You don't, it's great. And being grounded in Christianity allows you to move forward knowing that you've aligned yourself a little bit better with the right way to behave so that you can have a little bit more trust with yourself and how you're moving and and the decisions that you're making. And it's just that kind of journey over like the last 10 years. I mean, I'm someone who used to sell Percocet, right? I didn't just do Percocet. We were like all wheeling and dealing and doing the wrong thing. So it was a bunch of us doing the wrong thing. And I've been able to completely turn my life around from that. And the alignment between the decisions I was making then and the things that were going through my life and the decision, like, it's just night and day. And so to watch everyone move towards that direction is really, that's a powerful thing. And you feel it in the comedy community, and you feel it like it's being a comedian is really difficult. And it's a difficult lifestyle, and it probably feels, if you're trying to come towards doing the right thing, there's probably a lot of things that you might do in the lifestyle. Like, it's tough to have a family. Your hours are crazy. It's tough to stay grounded. Like, you're a night owl. You're up super late. But to watch people in that community, like people in jiu-jitsu, people all moving in that direction, where it's like there's a force coming through Austin right now. And that force isn't going to be stopped no matter how many people want to behave like Hollywood people and do whatever they're going to do to the people who are driving that force. Bring it on. Yeah. You know,
Tell me about your book before you go.
Oh, Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo and his best friend, James Watson. James has leukemia, and James is really the guy who brought all of us towards Christ, really. James, when you read through it, you'll like find out, you know, when I wrote that book in 2021, I was not a Christian.
Look at your name.
Yeah.
All big.
Yeah, all big with Eddie Bravo and James Watson. We had to fight Eddie to get his name on there, because the publisher really wanted to get his name on there. Eddie was like, nah, I want it to be a surprise that the book's about me. And I'm like, yo, the publisher wants your name on it, dog. we gotta make a concession. They're printing a lot of these. And but yeah, they were musical partners. And when James was 33 years old, 33.
Damn.
Yeah. When he was 33, he had a brain aneurysm, and his life just changed. He had leukemia, he had a brain aneurysm, his life changed. And I got to write that book. The best compliment I've gotten is that people thought James and I wrote our sections. So I wrote James's section with his audio and his transcript and everything. And yeah, I was able to write some of the conspiracy angle. I went to LA, and I went to LA during 2021, and I'm in Austin. So it's January 2021. The book opens up, or is it 2022? Whatever year it is, 2021, 2022. I don't know.
One of them.
One of those two.
Something like that.
And COVID's still going on, right? And like we're telling somebody at the Avis rental car that there's bed bugs on the bus, and she's like, "You got to put your mask on." I'm like, "Listen, lady, there's bed bugs on your bus. Let's focus on the bed bugs on the bus rather than the masks that I'm not wearing right now as they tell you about the bed bugs that are on your bus." Do you understand? You know, and it's like, so you're like going into this crazy world. And, but yeah, I mean, I got to talk about the music and then how it turned towards jiu-jitsu. And then in that turn towards jiu-jitsu, I got to talk about the system, and I got to learn about it. And that really, there was I was a purple belt at the time. So for Eddie to give me an opportunity to put my name next to his in the form of a book was kind of a big deal for me. It's a big deal regardless, you know, it's for him to allow me that opportunity was amazing. And I learned so much that influences my jiu-jitsu today. You know, my top pressure is super strong because Eddie said, hey, end stage jiu-jitsu is everyone talking about your pressure. So my objective is, as Ellis Bullard said to me, he's like, man, you smash me into the ground, you somehow make me get closer to the earth. Like while you're smacked, it's like no one makes me as close to the earth as you make me. So it's like that's the kind of game I'm trying to smash. I'm trying to play a good half guard game. I'm trying to get all that lockdown system down. I'm trying to just be able to sweep and pass. You got to pass in the sweep. You can't just sweep without passing. That's a huge opportunity, because if you just sweep and now you're in front of them and now you got to work on the pass, it's a pain in the ass. So you'll learn a lot about jiu-jitsu. You'll learn a lot of conspiracy stuff. It was during the process of writing this book that I realized that China wasn't the problem, but I was too late in the book, and I didn't know how to articulate. I thought China was the problem while I was writing this book.
So there's like a shift through it, like
No.
During the book or
After the book, I was like, oh no. The worst possible thing is the thing. The thing you're not supposed to say is the thing. Yeah. I'm like, oh no, it's not China. It's this other group. And I wasn't at the point now where I could feel like we could rap on it and we can be in a place where we're not like saying the wrong thing or whatever. In our opinion, not in the opinion of anyone else, but we're not saying, I think we both think, man, we believe some things that 6 years ago we would have thought were crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think on a routine basis, you're kind of like, yo, I can't believe this is true?
Like, I say it all the time. It's like, dude, this was not on my bingo card for this year.
Yeah, I can't believe that this is true.
Because it was this year for me, really.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was...
2025?
No, when the files dropped, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when the files dropped, those 8 weeks, or like after that, the 8 weeks, you're just like...
It is this way.
You're like, holy shit.
This is exactly like they control us. They really do control us. They control us through blackmail. It is the craziest thing you've ever heard. They're eating children. George H.W. Bush is in the files like eating kids. Like, whoa, what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing? This is real. And like, so when I was writing that book, that was when I realized I was talking about certain industries and how they all turned against us. And then like, it was like, I read through that book maybe 10 to 15 times, right? And like the 12th time I read through, I was like, oh no, those are all the industry. I'm like, multinational corporations, banks, the NBA. Jaden Ivey just got banned from the NBA, right? Like for being Christian, like the NBA. I'm like, oh no, it's the thing. Because I'm like, I have to tell the truth. This is my reputation.
4:15.
Yeah, we're all good. I'll like be a little bit late. We got MMA fights tonight at War Training Center. Our MMA team, super stoked about those guys.
Tell everybody where they can come take your class, where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at 10th Planet Austin. I do Sunday school at 11 a.m. Make sure you go to church on Saturday night or Sunday morning before you come. But yeah, I'm looking to blow up that period of time right there. 11 a.m. We have a 12 o'clock open mat. We have 12 o'clock open mat every single day at 10th Planet Austin. My Instagram is ZACKMOORE 10P10P. You can find my book on Amazon. It's great to talk to you, and whenever you have an opportunity to have me on again, I'll come back out and we can chop it up because we could have kept going.
We
could keep going.
There's so much to dive into.
Yeah.
There's the Kill Tony side.
Yeah.
There's the writing a book.
Yeah. I've written 3.
What the hell, Zach? A book?
Yeah. 3.
There's jiu-jitsu we can sit here and talk about all day.
We didn't even get into the fact that I have another book I'm feeling about writing,
Yeah.
It's like, and it's all about these experiences.
We didn't talk about you getting a black belt. We just mentioned you're a black belt.
Eddie Bravo black belt. To get a black belt from Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
It's like that was the vision. I didn't even start at a 10th Planet, and to move here, have a 10th Planet, have the perfect coach for me, Curtis Hembroff, to have the perfect coach for me from a jiu-jitsu and violence perspective. He has the most violent jiu-jitsu, the most smashy, squeezy jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then to have him as a business mentor as well. Somebody who is all like
Guerrilla Grocers.
There's so many people in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
there's so many people in jiu-jitsu, and in baseball there's something called a 5-tool player, a guy who can do it all, and very few are like Curtis, who are capable of doing far more than just coach jiu-jitsu, to run a business on the level that he has and to build what is the biggest 10th planet one of the 2 biggest 10th planets in the affiliation here in San Diego.
Okay.
So it's a remarkable thing and it's a remarkably serendipitous thing, which is, again, part of the reason why I came to Christianity, because the best part is not taking credit for it. Because then, it's not because of me, it's because I was placed in certain positions, and maybe it's all a grand conspiracy and a simulation to put you in those positions, that whatever you're in.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to take credit for it. So it's good for your ego, probably, to try not to smell your own shit or whatever it is.
It's true,
Just
right?
think your shit don't
There's
stink.
a lot of people that think the shit don't stink.
Yeah. Yeah, my shit's stinky.
Yeah, same.
That's what an immature way to sign off, but...
I appreciate you coming down, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, super professional.
Thanks.
What you're doing, and I appreciate that.
Thanks, dude.
So
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming.
Hell yeah.
Drive safe to Houston.
Yeah.
And I've talked about 10th Planet ad nauseam on here.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved my time there.
Yeah.
It's just a far fucking drive.
Hey, just to sign off with this, is like there's so many gyms in this town. It's a very competitive environment, and we used to get a guy like you. You know, we used to have a guy like you who was only able to make it so much, but had this long drive. But it's great that everyone's able to train more jiu-jitsu. And whenever anyone calls up and they're like, hey, I moved north and I can't make it, I'm like, oh, well, you should check out this place or whatever. But it's a super competitive environment. So be aware of that part too. It's like, you know, there's an issue here of like, so many people want to teach jiu-jitsu, so many people want to open schools, and it's a very competitive environment, which is an interesting storyline as well to what we're going through.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we talked about it. I mean, we can talk about it forever, but nonetheless, dude, I always enjoyed my time. I still go down there when I can. I went to
You let me know when you want to come down.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I went to Adam's class not too long ago.
Yeah.
I love the open mats. I think the open mats are the best in the city.
Yeah.
There's no place, like you mentioned, you can get all types of skill levels, all type of body types, all genders. Like it is a unique. It's a very unique experience, and now that y'all have matted the whole place, I have to come see it. I also need to do a Thursday night jiu-jitsu. That's something I haven't done.
What are you ranked at? Blue belt. Blue belt? How long you been training?
Like 2.5.
2.5? Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So that's something I haven't done.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, done a lot of different. I did main character.
We just got a new sponsor for TNJJ, Orange Standard. We have a Bitcoin wallet company that's one of our sponsors now. Yeah. So we're doing a bunch of extremist behavior, Bitcoin, Gorilla Grocers, raw milk. Yeah. So hey, people might think we're extremists, but what did you just say? You just said any kind of person, any kind of body can be in here. Yeah. So you're not going to get us on that. You're not going to call it. Yeah, we're great people.
Never had a bad time. She's been down there.
Yeah. What are you ranked up at? White. How long you been training?
Well,
a year and a half.
So I've had to take.
She's got 4 stripes.
4 stripes.
But then she took off for the baby. So
hey, I swear.
I was about to get my blue belt before I got pregnant.
Any woman who comes back after a baby, you're that close to a blue belt, give it to her right away. You know, I got a guy that the second he comes back in the gym, this motherfucker's been a blue belt for a long time. You know, I might want to give it to him right away because it's a guy who's like Alex Jones's personal trainer too, and he's like
no shit,
yeah, he's a homie. His name's coincidentally Sean Johnson too, but. We'll see when we give it to him or whatever. But like he's like, man, he's a bad motherfucker. It's like I gotta give you this. But a lady who comes back after, my longtime girlfriend, I gave her a purple belt. It was nice enough that I was the one who was able to give her a purple belt, and she never stopped. Raising kids, family, work, everything. So everyone has their own path. To come back after having a baby and get back on the path is a blue belt worthy behavior, So you're right there. You just gotta get back out there when you can.
Jiu-jitsu is good too. It's not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your A game? What's your favorite?
Fucking pass straight to S mount, straight into take the back.
Nice. You have a good gift wrap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She likes playing in the gi. So bow and arrow. Cool. Gift wrap straight into the back, bow and arrow.
Amazing.
She likes the back alley rape choke.
Unbelievable. You seem like such a nice person.
Oh, she'll fuck, dude.
I love my collar chokes. It's just it is.
And she's strong as fuck.
Yeah.
And so like there is no like if you take it easy, she'll just fucking choke you out.
Yeah. I like sometimes there's some ladies you got to ramp it up on, and you got to but you got to be smart enough and good enough to know how to ramp it up and not.
Yeah, you ramp it up in the right way.
I ramp it up with the speed and the response time.
Yeah,
so you can have some great rounds.
Who trains at Kingsway? Autumn.
Yeah,
dude. In off season, she was walking around at like 180 pounds, and so it's like if
you were saying that. Yeah.
If I don't ramp it up, you're gonna literally kill me.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, bro. And she's good. Yeah. Right? It's just like when I'm sure you roll with like Lauren or somebody like that.
Yeah. Priscilla.
Like,
Curtis's wife.
Yeah, I've never rolled with it.
Better not sleep, dog.
Okay, we'll leave on this. Amanda Canuto. Fucked me.
Oh, I heard this on your podcast with Adam, I think.
Fucked me up in the gi. Yeah. And she can't be more than 120 pounds soaking wet, dude. And I mean, had me pinned to the earth.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? And it was right after Jaime just fucked me up too, so
Yeah. Hey, keep training.
It works.
10th Planet Austin. Come on by, 11 a.m. Hit me in the DMs.
Sunday.
Send me your most insane reels. I'm your new friend to send the craziest reel you can find, dude. All right? Everyone needs a friend like that.
Yes, my Tom Segura.
Well, it's a little bit different than Tom, but Ellis Bullard sends me the most insane reels. And I'm like, I can't watch your reels because someone might be getting broken in them, and I don't watch stuff like that.
Dude.
I don't want to see bones breaking. I hate that. No, don't give me that. That's not for me.
People getting snapped.
No, just send me some videos of Israel bombing people and to really get me fired up. All right, we're out.
Deuces.